Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. We're looking this week at the events that happened on mountains in the Gospel of Matthew, and today we get to a truly significant event. We call it the Transfiguration. Matthew 17, 1 through 8 reads, 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly there appeared to them Moses and Elijah talking with him. Then Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will make 3 dwellings here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, suddenly a bright cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud a voice said, This is my Son, the beloved. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell to the ground and were overcome by fear. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, Get up and do not be afraid. And when they looked up, they saw no one except Jesus himself alone. Jesus takes Peter, James, and John up on a mountain, and there is transfigured before them, his face shining like the sun, and his clothes dazzling white. Right there, that's a sign of his divinity. You may not remember the other time when there was this kind of glowing, but way back in Exodus, when Moses would go up on the mountain and spend time directly with God, when he came down, his face would be shining and glowing like that. So much so that he needed to wear a veil over his face to protect others from the sight. This transfiguration of Jesus is a clear sign that those disciples were in the presence of God. But to add to it, both Moses and Elijah appear and talk with Jesus. Israel's greatest lawgiver and Israel's greatest prophet are there, bearing witness to the place of Jesus and giving him honor. And to add even more, a voice from heaven makes it all very clear that Jesus is God's Son. It was a high point indeed. If there was any doubt to this moment, now there is not. Jesus has been revealed and proclaimed for all to see. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.